Hey guys, this is Leroy. Now, as many of you know, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver are coming out in the US in just a couple of days. And I'm getting tons of messages from people just asking me, like, who should I pick as my starter? Because everyone wants to know, which starter is going to be the easiest or the best choice throughout the game. So, I'm going to be going in depth with all three of the starters and just kind of giving you guys some advice on which one you should choose. Now, one thing I want to make clear right off the bat is that it really does not matter at all who you choose. Each of the three starters will work perfectly, and it's possible to beat the game using all three of them. And what really matters is the 5 Pokemon you choose to go along with your starter, because that's really what's going to make your team. And as long as you train your team enough, you're going to be able to beat the Elite Four. So it's not like only one Pokemon's going to work. All three are definitely going to be, they're going to be useful, and you're going to be able to beat all the gym leaders and everything. So yeah, let's take a look at the 3 starters. First off, there is Chikorita, which is the grass type. There's Totodile, which is the water type. And there's Cyndaquil, which is the fire type. Now, I'm going to be focusing on the final evolutions of all the starters just because that's the one you'll have on your team throughout most of the game. So first off is Meganium. Now, Meganium is a pure grass type with, as you can see, pretty balanced stats all around. Its best stat is its defense, and what's really nice about Meganium is that it can be used as a physical or a special attacker. And that makes it kind of easy to train because you don't have to worry about which moves you put on it because you can just have a wider variety of moves. Now, Meganium is usually considered the worst of the group of 3 because of its somewhat low stats, but it's actually not really that bad. I mean, like I said, it can learn a wide variety of moves, and it can easily make a solid choice for your team if you train it right. So next up is Feraligatr. Feraligatr is a pure water type with really high attack and defense. Now, Feraligatr is a great choice for a starter, but a lot of people are kind of fooled into training it incorrectly. And what I mean by that is they teach it the wrong moves. Now, as you can see by looking at its stats, its physical attack is really high, and its special attack is kind of low. So, a lot of people, teach it moves like Surf and Hydro Pump because, they think those are really powerful. But those are special attacking moves, so you should keep in mind that Feraligatr, will be more useful with physical attacking moves. So really, you want to teach it stuff like Waterfall or Crunch because that will actually be more beneficial for it. So, as long as you train this Pokemon correctly, it can be really, really strong. But, if you teach it those wrong moves, the special attacking moves, it might not be so great. And last up is Typhlosion. Now, Typhlosion is a pure fire type with really high special attack and high speed. Now, Typhlosion is best used as a special sweeper. And what that means is that you'll want to teach it special attacking moves like Flamethrower. Now, Typhlosion is actually kind of limited with its moves. It doesn't learn a whole lot of great stuff, but if you're just kind of strategic, you can make it work. So you can teach it something like Sunny Day, and then you can do a Sunny Day or Solar Beam combo, or add more Fire-type moves onto it. So that can be really useful. Now, statistically, Typhlosion is a great choice. It has, if you add up all the stats, it's higher than the other two. But just keep in mind, its moves are pretty limited. But if you teach it the right moves, it can work out really, really nicely. So, with all this information, who should you pick? Well, when you take a look at the gym leaders in the Elite Four, Typhlosion actually has the advantage type-wise, and Meganium is at a disadvantage. Feraligatr's pretty even. But I don't really think that's too big of a deal because you're going to be catching more Pokemon on your team anyways, and you're going to be using all 6 of your Pokemon to beat the gym leaders and stuff, so the one starter doesn't make too much of a difference with all that. Now, just because you guys will probably get mad if I don't, give you something out of this, I'll just say that in my honest opinion, I think Totodile is the best choice. And I just say that because it can learn a lot of great physical attacks to go along with its high attack stat. And yeah, I just think that makes it a better choice. And I don't want to say Chikorita is the worst because, like I said, it can definitely be used well, but it'll probably give you the biggest challenge, especially early on in the game. And I just say this because its attacking stats aren't that high, so it can't really just dominate like Feraligatr and Typhlosion can. So yeah, that's just my opinion on those 3. So yeah, there you go. You've got Chikorita, Totodile, and Cyndaquil. So you can kind of take that information. Hopefully you can use it, pick a starter. Like I said, it doesn't really matter at all who you pick. As long as you build a good team around it and train them all, you're definitely going to be able to beat the Elite Four. So yeah, that's pretty much an in-depth look at the 3 starters for Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And I'm thinking about making some more videos, with info on this game, since it's coming out in a few days, just to help some people out. So, yeah, that's all for now. Good luck, everybody, taking on the Elite Four in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I will see you all next time.